I've done, I think, 15 movies and a TV series before Nightmare. But the great happy accident for me, and I've told Lisa about this because Lisa and I see each other a lot, I wish I would have seen her more in the late 80s because I think she could have taken advantage of this, but horror movies, fantasy films, and science fiction movies speak the language of film, the language of cinema. They don't need subtitles. You could drop me and probably a couple of these actors at a fountain in Paris right now, and we would sign more autographs than if we were sitting next to Jay Leno, because this movie has played continuously in Europe since it was made. The language of film, the language of horror movies that speak this international language of cinema, opened doors for me in Europe. And the great adjunct to my career, and I've been working every day since 1973, but the great adjunct to my career has been when I do a pilot and it doesn't sell, or I go 5 callbacks and don't get a movie, I can run over to Europe and do a little horror movie, chase some beautiful Penelope Cruz starlet around a castle in Spain, or play an evil prince in Italy, or a crazed ballet instructor in Russia. And I've done like 15 movies over there now and take my wife Nancy with me. And it's this great adventure because when you're working over there, you're not a tourist. So all the people you work with turn you on to their favorite Italian restaurant and their favorite boutique hotel and their favorite resort at the lake. And so I've had that for like 25 years now, and it's been just this great gift, a happy accident that's happened to me. And I want to just do a little story because I look behind all of this and returning to the whole classic nature of horror. You see Elsa Lanchester there, the Bride of Frankenstein, my favorite of the Frankensteins. Just a great, great film, James Whale. But when I was very, very young in Hollywood, like you kids, I did an industrial film with Paul Gleason from The Breakfast Club. And Paul and I played lawyers, and the technical advisor was the guy that put Charlie Manson in jail. So the lunches were really cool. Bugliosi. The lunches were incredible for gossip. And and Roman Polanski gossip, and all Sharon Tate gossip, and Charlie Manson gossip. And Paul and I couldn't get enough of it. And Paul Gleason's roommate then was a little unknown actor, not really, named Robert Duvall. So it was this, couldn't have been a better industrial. And the cameraman was the guy that shot the famous photos of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor having an affair during the making of Cleopatra, and that made him rich. So he took young Robbie England, who was playing the Polish deputy district attorney, for the LA County District Attorney's Office industrial film, out to the great classic old school restaurant in Hollywood called Musso and Frank's, where the cowboy actors in silent movies literally tied up their horses outside, and Clark Gable and everybody ate them. And he took me there for my very first grown-up business lunch, and in the next booth was Elsa Lanchester, the Bride of Frankenstein. So the circle remains unbroken.